Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hi everyone, we are going to do the Offspring Americana for this review. First off, I have never owned an Offspring album. Apparently I own two now. I'm going to be doing a lot of these albums that I didn't realize I owned over the next little while, just because, I feel like getting them done, doing them, have some fun with them. Explore some music I haven't checked out before, plus got some new CDs that came in. Tracy got a new Sonata Arctica, so that's on the list. But moving back to here, so I remember when the Offspring first came out. I think it was during my grade 9 year of high school. Might have been my grade 10 year, somewhere there. And everywhere was, hey, come on and play, so okay. Moving forward, this would have been, 1998. Interestingly enough, I've actually already covered one of the songs on here in a review. When I covered the soundtrack for the Faculty. Yeah, I believe it was the Faculty soundtrack. I covered The Kids Aren't Alright, but we're going to redo that today. Let's start with the album opens up with Welcome. It's just kind of a little welcome. It's supposed to be like a welcome menu option kind of thing. Select your choice kind of and go from there. As this was 98, there really wouldn't have been a lot of internet media per se. But they did do a lot with the artwork inside for the lyrics and that, which is kind of cool when you go through and look at all that. Sorry to keep saying Okay. I'm not putting up stuff on the sides right now. I'm still in that because I'm still having computer issues and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of trying to chug these out. And no one ever really commented one way or another about the stuff on the sides. So, whatever. I will eventually get back to it when I have a fully functioning computer again. But in the meantime, this is how it's going to be. All right. Welcome, like I said, opens it up. Kind of a little welcome menu option kind of thing. This was also kind of pre-DVD. I mean, it was there. Laserdisc and DVD technically, I believe, existed at this point. But it was not, widespread. I could count on one hand how many people I knew that owned a Laserdisc system. But it just opens up the CD. That's all it is. Nothing else. Have you ever... I think this was thrown on the front of the album just to kind of get it done and out of the way. Really fast, kind of quick tempoed and whatnot. I don't mind the song. But compared to much of the rest of the album, not that great. I mean, not bad. Not bad. Don't get me wrong. Not bad. Just in comparison, not great. Staring at the Sun. I'm going to be completely honest. This is one of those songs where I would have slowed the tempo down on it. I think it has a great vibe to it, a great sound to it. I just would have taken the tempo down a few notches. Just because the way the drums are being played, the way the instrumentation is being played, I think if it would have slowed down a little, allowed it to breathe just a tad, I think it would have made for a really cool kind of song, Maybe even do two versions of it, staring at the sun fast, staring at the sun slow. I mean, that's me, that's where I went with it. Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Okay, so this one, video was great. It was so much fun. I honestly believe this song, along with this video, kind of hurt the Offspring to a degree and made them into a little bit more of a novelty act than they really deserve to be classified as. Like, Pretty Fly for a White Guy, I don't want to say it's a comedy song, but it's a comedy song. And there's always been kind of an issue when it comes to being comedic with music, especially mainstream pop music and stuff like that. Like, if you're Weird Al, that's one thing. If you are, The Offspring, that's another. And while this song did really good, I do think it kind of hurt them because the next song, The Kids Aren't Alright, really good song, really great music. I love this song. I love the message behind this song. I love everything about it. It really kind of showed the darkness that was looming in that time with my generation in particular. Like, I'm a Xennial, tail end of Gen X, beginning of the Millennials. I'm kind of that weird mix. I got the best of both worlds kind of thing, right? So they, with being a Xennial, this was definitely aimed at kind of my gen, maybe a little bit younger, like the very beginning of the Millennials. I mean, like the very beginning when they were still Gen Y, they weren't even Millennials yet. And I noticed that's starting to become a thing where Gen Y is starting to come back up again instead, or they're calling it Millennials Gen Y, which is kind of interesting. And that particular group, the very beginning group there, I think that's really the kids aren't all right. And it really does kind of encapsulate that time period. And I really, really kind of dig it. That's followed up by Feelings. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be a take on that song, Feelings, nothing more than feelings. But it is definitely, it feels like they definitely had a little liberty with it, a little fun with that song. Turned it into this one. And it's a nice little take on something that's been done before, and I really enjoy it. I thought it was kind of fun on the album. And it, because you got Pretty Fly for a White Guy, then you got The Kids Aren't All Right, and then you got Feelings. It really kind of works with the flow because you got that kind of humor followed by the very serious back into a little more humor, but serious at the same time. It's really interesting. She's Got Issues. I dug this one. Really good tune. Really, really got into it. Really enjoyed it. And I really think that it's one of those songs that I really think should get more play on the radio than it does. Walla Walla. I got no opinion one way or the other on this one. It's fine while the album's playing. Enjoy it. But not a song I'm going to think of outside of it. The End of the Line, another song. Really, really enjoy this one. I don't have a good reason for enjoying it. I enjoyed the music. I get into it. It's lyrically, it's pretty decent as well. It's great in the flow. No Breaks is another one. Really enjoyed in the flow. No Breaks, I might, like, if I were throwing together the odd mix, I might put it in there, but it's not one of those songs I'm ever going to go out of my way to overly listen to, but really do enjoy it while the album's playing. Why Don't You Get a Job? Okay, so this only kind of hammered and cemented home that whole humorous, jokey kind of side of the Offspring and what I was saying earlier with what happened with Pretty Fly for a White Guy, because, I mean, Why Don't You Get a Job was another one where they did a video for it and whatnot. And it really just kind of put them in the zone where they were just kind of like, it felt like they were becoming a novelty act. And it's a real shame because, I mean, those songs are good. Pretty Fly for a White Guy's a fun song. Why Don't You Get a Job? It's a really fun song. They're really great songs, but I honestly wouldn't have released those as the singles, maybe a little bit later on. But for me, The Kids Aren't All Right would have been a single, which it was. The next song, Americana, which I was floored when I listened to this one on how much I enjoyed it, would have been a big single for me if I were the ones doing the singles. Pay the Man, which is the last song on the album, not necessarily a single, but a great way to finish the album. Really good tune. Really enjoyed that. Really closed out the album nicely. I'm not even going to include the little hidden track at the end there. The hidden track's kind of fun to have there, and it's kind of nice to hear them, screwing around in the studio and having a little fun with it. And you'll have to excuse the meowing in the background. Neelix is out getting attention, or trying to get attention. at the end of the day, I think it's a really good album. If you've never picked it up for yourself, go pick it up. Once you get to Pretty Fly for a White Guy, the album actually really kind of comes to life and is really enjoyable. Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, Staring at the Sun, if they had slowed it down a little, would have been really good. Have You Ever isn't bad. And Welcome just is kind of a fluff opener. So the whole way around, when you look at it, there's only one or two songs I don't particularly want to listen. I don't even want to say don't want to listen to. I mean, Have You Ever and Staring at the Sun are probably the two songs on here that I am the least likely to want to listen to. And like I said, I'm not going to include Welcome in there. And I don't mind either one of the songs. It's just the kind of most blasé out of all the songs on here. The least musically interesting, sort of, I guess. Yeah. All right, folks, that's my thoughts, my views, my opinions. Let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for down below. Like I said, I like this album. I would suggest this album to somebody. If you don't own it already, go pick it up. If you can find a used copy of it, pick it up for sure. It's worth a good listen. I think, this album's over 25 years old now. I mean, we're looking at, 26 years old for this album. Man, I'm feeling old all of a sudden. 26 years on this album is worth a good retro revisit just for that reason. So yeah, let's do it up, folks. Give it a retro revisit. Let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for. There's a like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Please hit those. There's also some links below. One will take you to TWA, that is the Trampoline Wrestling Association. Please check that out. That is where a lot of my big time and effort is right now. There's also my link to my Patreon. I am going to be working on doing something with my Patreon. I'm probably going to make a lot of my stuff downloadable as just audio to listen to, so people can do that. Anyways, peace, love, take care.